Viewers, you've been asking me to do a video on safes. I think you're gonna like this video. Everyone keeps saying, hey, straight shooter, where do you keep all those guns? I can go to my house and show you my 2 safes. Or I figured, let's go right to the source where I purchased the safes. CE Safes, Pompano Beach, Florida. They're also out of Naples, Florida, and they can direct you to a safe company anywhere in the United States. So keep that in mind, and Kurt will explain that. C stands for Kurt, his wife's name is Elizabeth, and they're the owners of CE Safes. This is gonna blow you away. Let's go inside. Okay, here we are with Kurt, the owner of CE Safes, and take it over, Kurt. What could you tell our viewers about your shop?
I'd like to welcome you, today, on this fine day in April. And what I'm going to do is I've been doing gun safes in here, and we have the largest inventory of gun safes in the state of Florida, between 300 and 500. And I'm going to take you on a brief tour of our safes here, starting from the smaller ones.
How long have you been in business, Kurt? How many years?
We've been in business since 1989.
All right.
We carry between 300 and 500 gun safes. We have 2 large stores. This one, which we're in the process of moving, so it looks a little disheveled. It's because we're moving to a bigger place up the road in the next month or so.
Is there a different city in Florida you're in also?
We are in Pompano and in Fort Myers in Florida, and we're the only company in the state that travels almost the entire state delivering safes.
Now, what if somebody, one of the viewers from, say, California or New Hampshire, what if they want to purchase one of these safes, if they give you a call?
We have a network of members around the country. I'm in an organization that I helped found 4 years ago called Summit Safe Group, and we have members all over the country that we can assist any of your viewers.
There you go. So if you call Kurt, he'll hook you up in any state you're at and get the local shop, and that's the nearest to your zip code, and you'll get a discount if you call Kurt or if you email Kurt and you mention the phrase straight shooter. So take it over, Kurt. What are you going to show us?
Okay, we can start in gun safe manufacturers are made in what we call the half-size ones. And these are for, most of the time, for customers that don't have rifles, of course. And they're going to put a couple small items in, and they want to do a closet storage. And then what we've specialized in over the years is the ones that are twice the size of here, 60 by 24 size. We do a lot of closet sales down here, and we sell a lot of our quote-unquote gun safes to non-gun customers who come in and they don't have a gun in their house, and they almost squirm when they hear gun. But what happens is they come in there and we replace the shelving with 4 straight shelves in the gun safe. And so what happens is that now they have a nice tall storage. Gun safes are really great buys for them because if they got bad knees or bad backs, they don't have to bend over.
Great.
So they become a great buy for them.
Okay.
And then as we go along, we go into the bigger safes that you have, the 60-30 size, which has historically been the biggest selling safe in the gun safe industry, on along to the taller safes. We carry, Fort Knox has been our anchor company for years, considered by many to be the finest safe company on the market. We also are one of a few vendors in the entire country for Browning that we carry all 3 of their divisions now. Browning is making a major effort to bring their production back into this country. Fort Knox has always been an American company, and on all their series, and if you look on the internet, you'll find that they get rave reviews on their safes. This is an example of one of 3 series of Browning.
Let's take a look. Okay.
Called their new Master Series. And Master Series are for specialty stores like us. And what they do is they have slightly different features from what they would call their inline series. This would be a bronze inline series of the Browning Safe Company. And finally, what you have is you have a series that is made for our private co-op group called Summit. And what Browning does is they make a heavier safe than they would in their other lines, where you'll notice that their doors are far heavier. This is a 1/2-inch thick plate, not common in Browning safes of past, and they make a fabulous safe in the light medium, medium, and heavy medium category. Now, as we go along into our store here, you're going to see different types. This is an example of a Browning for our Summit group called the Rainier Safe, 3/8-inch plate door, and a heavier make for us in our Summit group. And we go into our Fort Knox line, which is, as I said before, has been our bedrock as far as a company goes.
And it's the 2 safes. I own 2 safes. I own 2 identical safes from Fort Knox. They're both 5 to 8 years old. I've had 0 problems, and they are just beautiful to look at also.
Fort Knox is a custom company. They're an example of a company that makes about 100,000 plus different choices. And so we do a lot of build it. If you go to their website, on the Fort Knox website, you're going to find that you can literally build your own safe. And with the Fort Knox safes, I can make a basic safe heavier 8 different ways with different types of metal. Where I can make the door almost an inch and I can make the body almost 3/4 of an inch.
Very interesting.
So I can take a simple safe that is a 10 gauge, which in English is a little over 1/8 of an inch, and a 1/4 inch door, and make that safe 10 gauge 3/8 and 3/8. And I can take the body that is 10 gauge and make it a 1/4 inch on the outside and up to 5/8 on the inside.
Wow, that's interesting.
And so this is what I specialize in with them, is making a heavier form of gun safe for those customers that have some real valuables in there and they want a heavier gauge of safe. This is an example of a former Jaeger safe, a Legend safe. Fort Knox's, this is a showpiece type safe with stainless door. We had it etched on the outside, and then on the inside.
Close that again one more time. This is going to be my 3rd safe. And this to me is the most gorgeous safe I've ever seen, ever. Now think of a watch and the fine craftsmanship that goes into a watch, and wait till Kurt shows you the inside of this safe. And I really want to buy this puppy. Show us the inside, Kurt.
Yeah, what you have is on their safe where you have their gear drive of Fort Knox, and there's no company that does this.
Look at that.
I'm going to reach around and pop the bolt detent feature, which allows me to rotate the safes, and on the gear drive, a 720-degree turn, you see that all the bolt work that is going in and out on the door.
So turn that a couple times. I'll zoom
I'm
in.
reach around again and touch the bolt detent and wrap the door.
It's like a fine watch, isn't it?
This is something very unique to the Fort Knox product line, on the market today, where you would say that they are the Mercedes or BMW or Lexus, whatever you consider to be the finest product on the market. Fort Knox is known for that. This is an example of a Fort Knox Titan series, where what we've done is we've decked it out a little bit with cedar and a mirror and lights. It's a heavier safe than their basic line by adding more steel to the door and body. To begin with, and then we can even make it heavier. I come from a police background, and I'm real big into steel and the safes, and what you're finding today in the market, unfortunately, is that they've stripped a lot of steel out of the safes in the last 10 years. Fort Knox is a company that has never done that, and what we want is as heavy a gun safe as we can in English so that you understand what you're buying.
Explain your delivery process, because that impressed me when you brought my safe for the very first time, the very first safe.
Well, the first thing we want to impress on people in our store is that I come from a security background. I'm in a security business. So none of my trucks are marked say anything was safe on it. This is meant to be a private matter, and you don't want your neighbors knowing that another safe sold by CE is parked in front of your residence.
Exactly.
And what we do is that 85+% of our deliveries are going to be over tile, marble, and wood. So we have to go to great extent. We buy titanium aluminum plates, we blanket, we plate everything, because these safes would crack tiles with the weight that we deliver. With a Fort Knox safe, it's not unusual for us to deliver a 2,500 to 3,000 pound safe that we beefed up with extra steel.
What does this safe weigh? I'm just curious.
This safe
My
weighs
future
roughly
safe.
2,000 pounds to begin with as their base safe, unless we added more steel to it.
So this one right here is about 1 ton.
Would weigh approximately 1 ton.
Okay.
And so as we go here, you're going to see different sizes and different series that we mix together. I want to bring you around the side, around the front here, to show you the specialty items that Fort Knox can do, such as, for example, their American flag. You see their new bolt work of what we can do in the door. One of the things we want to impress upon you is that safes are tested by the manufacturers for the door only and not the body. And one of the things that you should want to consider to do when you're upgrading a safe is you want to upgrade the steel in the body to make the body consistent with the door. Like, for example, doors will have more steel to a 2 to 3 to 1 ratio of the body.
Interesting.
And so the strength of the safe is in the door. With Fort Knox, I can make the strength in the body as well as the door.
What about fire?
In the fire safe in a Fort Knox, they're considered to have one of the top fire liners in their class. This is a 90-minute. There's 2 temperatures you have to be concerned about in a fire liner. First is how many minutes it is and what the back temperature is. 1680 is a lot more severe test than a 1200 degree. So learn to look at 2 numbers and look to learn at the fine details in a safe.
Great.
And now you're just taking a look at all the different ones. We like to show you with this Browning safe that we just took to Tampa.
This is my safe, by the way, this exact model. I have two of them side by side in a burgundy color. Okay, what were you saying,
And
Kurt?
what we'll do is we'll just open the safe and show you that with the digital lock, Fort Knox is the only company that gives you a lifetime warranty on somebody else's item made, the Sargent & Greenleaf digital lock. And so this is a big selling feature of the lock itself. And then what you do is you just open the door up. They have now put on a new smoke seal in addition to the regular fire seal. And when you open the door up,
There's my safe, guys. I got two of them side by side.
okay, you get the chance to see bolt work. All right, so when you get the appropriate amount of steel and the appropriate amount of bolt work, what you have the making is a fine product to protect your value.
And you got bolts going around every part of that door,
We call it an 8-way lockup on the door.
which is what you want.
And you come around here, we want to show you some of our larger safes as we walk around the back. This is an example
Guys, you're going to love this.
of the Browning Platinum Series, which is cedar lined. We took this to the Tampa show, and what happened is it was a showstopper. It's got the new Browning Axis Series, which allows you to switch the interior, layout either up or down or side to side. This is stainless line. We don't have the lights hooked up yet. We haven't had enough time to do that, but it's lighted. So full complete mirror. Browning can make a really, really visually attractive safe.
How many guns can that safe hold?
Well, they're going to vary up to 52 in a size like this.
Even more, I would think, if you really space it out.
And so when you're coming to the back, now what you're doing is you're taking a look at some more lines. This is a Browning private label for us, a Browning Pro Steel private label, the Summit. And so you see the outside. Now for our Summit line, they won't do their patented rifle rack. So what we have is we have our handgun and the pockets in it. You have to buy a different Browning series to get their patented rifle series in it.
There's a lot more to safes than we thought, right?
And so what you have is this, for example, is your medallion series of Browning. And what you have, here's your rifle rack on the back of the door. Browning is known for this.
Beautiful.
And you come around and you can get a safe that is up to 61 inches wide in your in your safe. In fact, Fort Knox is one of the few companies that will do a left-hand, right-hand hinge on the safe.
That one's
All right?
huge.
So this one is 61 inches wide.
That's huge.
And so we can do a left hinge, right hinge and make a safe that is 122 inches wide. And so this one will give you up to 84 long guns depending on how you lay it out. So you'd have 168 long guns. And if you got 168 long guns, you're my type of guy.
All right.
All right, and so you just see all the different types. They come in different colors. Of course, anything that you see in non-gloss can be in gloss and vice versa. So what we do is we keep a large inventory, and we've been accused by our customers of giving them too many choices.
Which it is tough to make a choice when you've got this many safes to look at. They are just beautiful.
And this is our small store, and Fort Myers is our big.
All right, well, that was extremely informative, Kurt. And like I said earlier, please contact Kurt. I'll put a note there with his phone number, his email, the website, and if you mention the phrase straight shooter, you will get a discount. And no matter where you are in the United States, he can get you a safe. Don't worry about the weight, because we're going to get you a local dealer in your area. Thank you, Kurt. Great job.
Hey, thank you for letting me share with you today.
Bye-bye.